Hey budget friends, welcome back to the video. Welcome if you are new. If you are new, my name is Char and I work in education, and we're going to go ahead and close out October's monthly budget. We're also going to close out my sinking funds. Um, if this type of content interests you, where we do budgeting, cash stuffing, debt updates, go ahead and hit that like button. I would love it if you would subscribe, and let's go ahead and get on into it. Hey guys, welcome back. If you see my community post, then you know that I've been out for a little over a week. I've barely watched any videos. I haven't posted anything. Like, that virus took me out, and I had been feeling like subpar for several weeks, right? And I just chalked it up to allergies, seasons changing, those kind of things. And I didn't realize that I would take a turn for the worse, but I did. Luckily, I was able to get in to see my doctor and get some antibiotics and start taking those. And like, I think by the second day, I could definitely tell the difference. And so that was amazing. So I'm still on antibiotics. So I'm still, um, like, I still have some inner ear issues and those kinds of things, but nothing compared to where it was last week. Okay. So, um, it's already the first couple of days of November, but we're going to go ahead and close out my October monthly, and we're going to close out my sinking funds and count them to make sure that we know exactly where we're starting for November. And then I need to go ahead and work on my November budget and calendar. I haven't done any of that stuff. I haven't looked at a budget. I haven't touched nothing. Okay, so let's jump right on in. So for my full-time paycheck for this month, I got $3,850.33. And that is a positive of $150.33 because I only budgeted $3,700. For my part-time, I've got $1,725.52. And so that is, what is that? That is a positive of $85.52 compared to what I budgeted. This stayed the same, 540. That is for my children. And then for rollover, it was $176. So of course that's a positive of $176. So we have a total income of $6,291.85 for the month of October, which is a positive of $411.85. And I like to budget low, so when my income does come in high, I have a little bit of extra to work with. But it's also to help, like how I was sick pretty much all of October. It helps, like if I miss days or I don't have overtime or whatever for October, it helps when I budget low because it won't affect my budget as much. So for my mortgage, we did our normal $1,430. This month is a little odd because for September, because I got paid at the end of September, I budgeted for my natural gas and my utilities with that last paycheck in September because it's due on the 10th. So it was due on the 10th of October. I went ahead and budgeted the money from the end of September, right? this paycheck will go from, when does this go from? So the bills, realistically, I am, my first pay day was on the 8th, but I had no bill due until the 21st. So really my bills are, well, and my Discover payment. So we're going to say it's going from the 1st through the 1st of October through the 4th of November, minus these two bills. That's the only difference. So even though I budgeted for them, I didn't actually put any money aside for them, because then November's bills that are due on the 10th will come out of November 5th paycheck. So it was really weird that it worked out that way. Our internet is $89.99. Apple storage is $2.99. This is our minimum that I pay for my taxes that I owe. And then cell phone was $92. The MyFICO app is $39.95. The WW app is $11.50. This will be over in February. And then Apple Care was $13.49. And then my last fixed bill is my pest control, which is $54.18. So that totals to our bills was $1,854.10. If I subtract that from $6,291.85. Oh, well, that's not right. Okay, so then we have $4,437.75. All right, so now if we go to our variable section, for therapy, I did 120 maybe. Is that what I did? Yes. Then Discover, $400. Until this is my main focus, the $400 will be my minimum payment. And then the cruise, we did $640. That's $320 each paycheck. So our total amount for this section is $1,160. And what was our remaining? Did I just clear it off? I did. We had $4,437.75. And sorry if that paper was all in y'all's face. Okay, minus. All right, so now we have $3,277.75. And then we go over here to our cash envelope section. These pretty much stay the same. So for groceries, we did $350. For home, it was $30. Fuel is $320. Spending is $100. Eating out this month, I did $120. And then miscellaneous, we did $10. And then medication, I did $45. And then we had no unbudgeted. Okay, so then this section, I think it went down just a little bit. Did I do that right? Yes. So this is $9.75. And our remaining is $2,302.75. Okay, so then down here for extra savings, $150 is an automatic each month to home maintenance. And then $20 we did for our buffer. And then $20 is also another automatic payment each month to my Ally high yield savings. And then for sinking funds this month with rollover money, we budget $500 each month, but we added some rollover. So we have $670 that we did for our sinking funds. And then for savings challenges this month, we did $90. So this extra savings section was $950 minus our leftover. We have $1,358.75. Excuse me. And so I didn't do any extra payment to the Discover credit card, but I did pay $1,357.75. And I did that to my Fed tax. So if I subtract that from my remaining, that left me with $1 that I left in the make. Okay. And then so for my summary recap, my income was $6,291.85. My fixed expenses was only $1,854.10. Our variable was $1,160. Cash envelopes, we only did 975. Our extra savings, we did 950 this month. And then for extra debt, we did $1,357.75. So then this should all equal, we should have $1 left if we subtract everything or we added everything correctly. Nope, it says we have $5. We're negative $5. Huh. Did I add something wrong? Oh, because this should be a 2. That's why. Okay. Okay. So this is, we had 1,352 left over. But this is what we paid here. So technically, we are negative $5. But I have that buffer in my bills account, or my checking account where my bills go. So even though we're negative, we're really not negative in our account. So there's that. Now, before I do our sinking funds, let's come here. I didn't even track this last week. I had to do that off camera because I couldn't do it. Okay, hopefully you can see. For my spending recap, let's see, what did I spend for groceries? I was so sick this week that I really didn't grocery shop. I really did not cook anything. Like I just didn't. I couldn't. All right, so we spent $199 this month. And then for home, what did we spend? We spent $10 there. And that's all we spent. A fuel. And I need to do this because this, you see this section right here, the 29th through the 31st. Once I set up my November, you will see the first couple of days of November. I will start with this amount because I don't get paid till the 5th. And so that's when I'll reset my wallet kind of thing. So it'll be this will be rollover month starting the beginning of November. Okay, so then fuel, we spent $55 that week, $87 that week, $74. Listen, see, I ain't spend nothing. I was so sick. Okay, so $261. And then spending 42, 48, and 7. So we spent 97. I didn't even get to take my sister out for her birthday. We are going to do that this week. So a lot of this leftover that I have right here will go towards that for her. So then eating out, 13, 24, 6, 24. Okay, so 67. And then miscellaneous, we did 5, so that's 10, 15. Okay, so now I can close this. And it's going to be weird because I'm going to take, so groceries, we started with $383. We spent $199. So that's $184, but I'm going to subtract this $105 because that's our rollover. So technically we only had $79 remaining. Does that make sense? Maybe that don't make sense. Nope. Nope, it don't make sense, y'all. I thought it did. Pay no mind to me. Maybe if once I'm 100% better, maybe I can wrap my head around it. It made sense, like in theory. Okay, so then we have 35 left over for home, for fuel. We have 183. Spending is 38. But that doesn't seem right because I have 43 there. Nope. Nope. 63 remaining for spending, and then we had 7 for leftover. Them last 3 numbers, they don't seem right, but it is what it is. Okay, so now let me go to my sinking funds. I've wrote my categories and my beginning balances. Already wrote those in there. Okay. So make sure y'all can see. Okay. So for high priority, in annual pay, we started with $217 and our ending balance is 40, right? We added 80. Let me get my cheat sheet. So I don't have to look at what I added. So we added 80 and we spent $257. I think in 2026, I'm going to up this because I've added CapCut, and there's another subscription that I've added. But that's a monthly one. Yeah, so that one didn't count. There's another one I'm thinking about adding. So I might up this to like $55 or something like that. Okay, car insurance, we started with 85 and we have 51, 150, 170, 190, 200, and we have 215. And then we added 120 and we did not spend anything. Speaking of car insurance, this is a little squirrel moment, little side note. Have y'all ever watched those like TikTok videos, like those claim adjusters or whatever videos? Listen, I watched when I was sick, I was just on TikTok, just that's what I could handle, right? And so I need to read my policy. I need to make sure that I got what I'm supposed to have in my car insurance policy. It makes me very, very nervous. Car tags, we have 20, 40, 60, 80, and we have 85. That means that we added 5 and we didn't spend anything. If I'm not mistaken, I think I have enough for my car tags. I just need to go ahead and add a little bit more for my inspection. And just in case like I gotta get a light bulb or something changed or whatever. Property tax, we have 50, 100, 20, 40, 60, and 165. And that means we added 25 for the month and we did not spend anything. It's November, so I'm hoping that they release our bill soon. Therapy, we started with $316. I had 3 sessions this month, so that was $78. That my copay is $26 per session. We added 120, and so we have 316. We spent 78, but we added 120, so we should have $358. So we have 100, 200 in the bank. 250, 300, 20, 40, 50, 55, 56, 57, and 358. And we do. I've got all my sessions booked through January, I believe. I think. School, we have 10, 20, and 30. And I don't know if I've ever talked about this. We haven't spent anything. I get like a scholarship for part of like my tuition, not all of my tuition, but I do get a scholarship to help with my tuition, right? And so I am, next semester, I have reached out to that person that I communicate with a scholarship to see if they're okay with me taking next semester off, and then if I will still be eligible for the scholarship, and then just start back in August so that I can have a semester, because I've been really, really sick and I'm not a person that gets sick. So I've been off and on sick for the past 3 or 4 months. My children have some things going on that I need to be present for. We're going on vacation in March, so then I don't want to have to worry about homework there. It's just a lot. And so I just really need to rest, relax, reset my mind, do all of those things. And so I'm hoping that they say yes, and I can just be like, whew, and that will help me enjoy my holiday break even better, knowing that even when I come off a holiday break, I won't have to worry about school. But then I can also focus more on working more hours, right? But not like working hours just to get overtime, like actually having work to do, right? Um, Working more hours, but yes, that will result in overtime and more money. But then that will let me focus on paying more debt. So I'm hoping that in that time frame, I can one save up more money for the tuition that I need to pay in August. I can pay off maybe one or two student loans, as well as paying, money on my credit card. That would be nice. If I can pay off 3 student loans, I'll do that. But that's what I was just sitting around thinking. Like, God put that on my heart. And I'm like, yeah, I do need to relax at least one semester. So we'll see where that goes. Car upkeep, we have 20 and 25. And if you watch my debt update, then that I had to spend what was in here, as I had to replace like my steering column thingamabobber. And I was like, yeah, I value my life to even try and chance that. I'm not going to do it. So I did that. I do think that the savings challenges and things that I have been doing off camera, when I've complete those, I'm going to reallocate that money into here. Yes, it originally was for debt, but I think I'm going to reallocate it here so I can build this up, because the past couple months I've had to do quite a few things. Dental, we did not add anything and we didn't spend anything. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, and we still have our 90. Make sure we're still filming. Okay. Medical, we added our normal 20. And I think we didn't spend anything. I think I need to empty this. We have 51, 52, 20, and 30. And I need to empty this because I have a medical bill that I need to pay. Vision, we did spend something from here. We spent 10. We added 5. So we have 20, 40, 60, and 65. Gifts. Currently, we haven't spent anything. 20, 40, and 50. I have not pulled this to give this to my sister. We added 20. We haven't spent anything. And then, of course, home deductible and med deductible. We didn't spend anything. We didn't add anything. And we are at 0. All right. So that is it for long term. While we're here, let's add up real quick. Okay, so we started with $1,448. We spent $605. We added $500. Is that right? We're going to find out. Okay, our ending balances total is that 90. I can't even read my own handwriting. So we should have 1,353. We spent $605, but we added 500. Nope. I'm $10 off somewhere, somehow. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Self-care, we added What did we add? 100 something? Nope. We only added 50. And I only went to the nail shop once. And I don't even know if we're in frame. There we go. So we have 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, and we have 135. Wardrobe. I think when I stuff my groceries, I may switch out this gift card and use this for like a grocery pickup and put cash in here in place of it. I don't know. That was something that crossed my mind too. We didn't spend anything and we added 40. So we have this $50 gift card. So 50, 100, 120, 40, 60, 80, 200, and 220. I don't know why I'm torturing myself. There we go. Toiletries. We spent 15. And we added 20. So we should have 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 40, 60, and 165. Yard work. We spent 45. We added 30. So we have 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, and 90. And my son's going to come cut my grass tomorrow. That will probably be the very last cut of the year, I'm hoping. Christmas, we, of course, did not spend. Girl, we did not spend anything. We added 40. So now we have 50, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, and 205. I've seen some Christmas stuff out. So I want to go to some stores and do some looking. Thanksgiving, and I'm not talking about like buy Christmas presents or any of that stuff. I just like looking at the Christmas decor. But I do need to buy a Christmas movie. Of course, I'll do that like on Prime or whatever. And we need like gingerbread house and something else that we're doing. Thanksgiving, we didn't spend anything. And then Thanksgiving, we added 40. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 130, and 135. Okay, so then, Halloween. We added 10 and we spent 40. And so that left us. So we have nothing in Halloween. We're empty. All right, so then my overflow binder. We didn't spend anything. And we have 20, 30, 35, and 40. Which means we added 10. And then in Let's Eat, we have 20, 30, and 35. We didn't spend anything, so that means we added 10. Well, groceries, we have 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, and 60. And we didn't spend anything. I need to call my kids' paternal grandmother given the economy and all the things that's happened. I need to check on them. And I probably need to go to the grocery store and buy groceries for them. And I will use that grocery money. I will empty this whole binder out if I need to. But I need to check on them. And then if we need to buy groceries, then I'll reach out to my kids. And they're always willing to, chip in $50, $75, whatever it is. And then I usually send one of them, usually my son, because that's who she opens up the most to about what she really needs from the grocery store. And then he'll go to the grocery store and grocery shopping for his grandparents. So he's off tomorrow. So maybe I'll send him to go check on them. And yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so household, we have 20, 40, 50, 55, and 60. So that means we added 10 and we didn't spend anything. And then in fuel, we have 10, 20, 25, and 30. Then we didn't spend anything, so that means we added 10. And then in miscellaneous, we have 20. That means we added 5. I hope that both sides can come to a resolution, because the amount of people that are suffering, it's crazy. All right, so let's do some adding real quick. I think I added it wrong. Okay, let's see. Maybe I didn't add wrong. Okay, $1,095 is where we started. We spent $190. And we added $290. So our balance is $1,195. Let's see. So my beginning balance and my ending balance. My beginning balance was $2,543, and my ending is I don't know. That's weird. I got to figure that other side out. Okay, so we're ending with $2,548. So we gained $5. So all the spending that we did, which was $190 and $605. So we spent $795. Which is great. So it's not a deficit. I'll take it. All right, guys. So that's all that I have for you. That is our October or my October monthly closeout. That is it. That is the sinking funds. That is the budget. So now I know where I ended in October. I can go ahead and set up my November weekly expense check-in, my calendar, and go ahead and get my budget going. So until then, I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. Bye.